Technology in My World by JMorales. Technology and assistive technology. Desktops, laptops, and tablets. Assistive technologies for these would include headphones that can be used to assist in hearing, helping in directions, and testing that needs to be read out loud. Keyboards can assist in a student that has trouble writing. Calculators are assistive in math and science with students that need assistance in those areas. Calculators are offered in many ways, handheld and on cell phones. Magnifiers can help in reading textbook and printed information if a student has a visual disability. I had a student that had visual and physical disabilities, and we had every kind of connector we had with his tablet. We had a keyboard, we had a mouse. I would zoom in on everything that he could read it. He had a handheld magnifier that he could just hold in his hand and magnify anything from reading a chapter in a textbook to looking at handouts or printouts that the teacher gave. My degree knowledge. My degree will be a Bachelor's of Science 4th through 8th grade. In 2014, I started working at a middle school with a group of 6th graders in math, science, and history. And I had 2 students that stuck out that to me more than any of the other ones. But then I moved up with this same group in 2015 as they became 7th graders. And then this current year, they were to be 8th graders, and I was supposed to move up with them as well, but I took the position in the office just because it was a little bit more money. But I was still able to interact with those students. My first student, his name was Austin. He is the one that I talk about when I talk about the student I had with visual and hearing problems. He was very malnourished when he was born and neglected. His adopted parents got him and coached him and helped him become the wonderful young man that he is today. But to the right of me of the wording is a picture, and if you'll scroll over the picture, it's actually a video. I had a group of 10 8th grade girls that asked Austin to the 8th grade banquet. He would come in the afternoons and sit in my chair with me in the office. He thought he was big when he did that, and so they decided that they wanted to go as a group and take him. They would have 5. He would have 5 girls on each arm, and so that video is just of them asking him. I just thought it was fun to share. My other student, his name was Micah. He had leukemia. His hands had been broken several times just because of all the treatments, and he was a boy. He was a roughhouser. He played basketball. He didn't let his disability or his disease slow him down not one bit, and so he would fall a lot and break certain parts of his hands more than any other part of his body. But he finally lost that battle about 2 months into his 7th grade year. Hobbies. Hobbies include fishing, hunting, camping, anything I can do with my kids. We go fishing a lot. Mainly I stand around and watch, but every now and again I'll get out there and bait my own hook and try to catch something. Hunting, pretty much the same thing. I just go for the view of it. I sit in the blind with my husband and just watch nature. It's a beautiful thing to do. Camping we do a lot of. Once a year we go as a family. There's about 20 of us that we take, and we'll go find a cabin somewhere. And this picture to the bottom, the corner right or the corner left picture is a picture of the Colorado River. That's where we went today. And then we love to, take the girls. I take them to the water park a lot there in Greenville, and we take them on the jet skis. And then we take care of 2 turtles. Their names are Crush and Dude. We've had them since they were really, really little, and so that's just some fun things that I do with my family. Philosophy. My philosophy of using technology in the classroom is that I want it to be used as a tool, but also a way of solving a problem. I want students to use technology not just to play games and connect with other people via social media, but as a way to take a problem and use the tools of technology to solve that problem in my chosen field of science. Science is important to me. It's important. It makes everything that we do on this earth has some sort of science to it. And if I can teach the kids how to manipulate the technology in the classroom to find the answers that they want, or to come up with their own theories, or to come up with their own philosophies of why they think stuff happens in the world and why they think certain combinations of chemicals work this way, then I think that I have successfully taught them how to use technology as an educational tool. Technology to me. When I start teaching, my goal is to be a seventh grade teacher. That's my passion, seventh grade science teacher. I just think that's a fun age and a fun unit of science to learn. And when we're talking about technology, the most important thing to me as an educator is using the technology to teach the students. And to teach them to use it the correct way. I want to teach them the responsibilities of their actions online. If they do something online that is against a rule of mine or an ethical rule, then they need to understand what the consequences are. I want them to learn that technology is, a very big tool that can increase your education and make you better in any age that you are. You don't have to be a seventh grader in, middle school science to learn something. You can learn something in pre-K with technology. I've seen it done. They do it now. Even in the pre-K classes where I teach in my district, they have tablets and computers, so they start that at a young age. So as they get older and their minds start wandering, they need to make sure that they are taught that not everything you do online is private, and the consequences of sharing things that are not yours. My favorite theory, when I thought of this, I hope I put the right kind of theory, because this is just the first theory that came to my mind, that I have always really liked, and that is the scientific theory. Most known one is theory of evolution, the theory of relativity, but I included the theory of evolution here. It's such a wide topic that can be talked about. But a scientific theory is a well-established explanation of something, of the natural world, based on facts that have been tested multiple times through observation and experiment. And my example is the theory of evolution. There is many theories of how the human race evolved. There have been certain things that have been found and tested that can back up this theory, but it's just a theory. It's not scientifically proven to be a fact. So I thought it was fun just to have this little evolution is a fact quote that I found. It's always going to be a theory until we have hard, core, solid facts. The teaching methods that I've learned from this class are to try new things. I want to encourage my students to reach outside of the box and try to find information or do a project in a new way, as I learned in this class, going from PowerPoint to the next thing in PowerPoint, which is the Prezi. I really enjoyed doing that. It had some great aspects to it. Incorporating technology is another teaching method that I have accepted in what I believe will be my teaching strategies. I will try to incorporate technology as much as I can. Students need to be able to manipulate and use the technology. It's what our world is about, and it's growing even more in it. Cultural technology. Technology can be used in such a wide variety of educational opportunities, connecting students from all over the world to share cultures and traditions through video conferences, Skype, FaceTime. I think it would be neat to have, a history class where you visit, say you're studying South Asia, you're able to video somebody over in South Asia and really have a look at the landscape and what the food that they eat, and take that aspect and run with it, and do that with all of the different continents and countries and stuff that we learn about in our different classes. In science, if we're learning about volcanoes, if we could Skype somebody that's in front of a volcano, just, visiting, or a scientist or something of that nature, I think that would be really captivating for the students. Technology can also bring students to learn more about teamwork and what it means to work in a group. And depending on their own method of research to find the answers to a question. Not everybody can work together, and I think that if you have a common goal and you can have something fun like technology to do it, I've seen where they've used Quizlet, and you put 2 to 4 people in a group, and they quiz each other with the tablets on Quizlet and time each other on how long it takes them, and that stuff is fun for them, and also they're learning as they do it. Improvement. Teaching with technology and allowing the students to use this as a platform for teamwork will benefit them greatly in the future. Learning how to work in a team at a younger age will help them in their careers as they get older and have to, go into the different fields of everything that we have in this world. And a lot of that, you have to know how to work in a team. They can reflect on what they already know and add to the knowledge through research and their peers. I've seen several times where one student is struggling with something technological that another student is very, well versed in, and they can get together and, have the student that knows what he's doing teach the student that doesn't, and that allows them to learn to teach with each other, and it opens up their minds of possibilities and allows them to gain more friends. Technology can raise the quality of discussion and put students in charge of their own education. You give them a question and give them a tablet or give them a computer and say, look it up. Here, I want to know the best answer. Find me the best answer to this. Find me another question that can also be asked to find the best answer for this. And this gets their minds going. It gets their imaginations flowing, and they, get competitive against the other students in the classroom, and that's good for them, and that keeps open discussion. And well, what ifs, we get a lot of those in the 7th grade. You're dealing with how the body works, and what if this and what if that. Well, go look it up. You have a tablet right there in front of you. Go look it up, and then tell me what you think. Weekly technology. There are many ways that I can incorporate technology in my weekly lesson plans. One way that I really enjoyed in this class was the blog. I can teach the students how to create a free blog. I can give them a daily or a weekly entry where they can, I require them to go on their blogs and put the answer to whatever the entry is, or just give me a statement of some sort, and then comment on, their peers, and that's really engaging. I think that the kids in the smaller classes would really enjoy that. I can also do the same thing, give them a choice of making a blog or making a PowerPoint or sending me a Word document with, all of the weekly inserts that we do every day or every week or bi-weekly, however. Incorporate that into the lesson, and I think that will teach them, that they have choices and that they can be creative or they can be wordy, and that will give an advantage to all the personalities in the classroom, and I will make sure that they, email all of those to me, and that just helps me keep it all under control and not chaotic.